Okay, I have steak in my bowl. I like chewing the steak, but I don't like swallowing it, so I'm just kind of spinning it out.
Men like when you can swallow, by the way. But another thing is,
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What is that? Like, what are you saying?
Oh, what is that? You don't know what I'm saying?
Like swallow food?
Mm-hmm.
Water?
Watermelon.
Watermelon?
Mm-hmm. Seeds.
Next.
So if you guys want to hear a spiritual segment today about tattoos and how do you know if you're making the right choices, if you're living the right life, and you want to see how I got this makeup look while talking about it and eating, then keep on watching, guys. Hey peeps, what's up?
You're loud.
You see, I'm crushing competition, I got no remorse. Won't let a demo or any nigga bump me off the course. Got loved ones crossing all their fingers that I blow up. I told my nigga Geechee that it's time to go up.
Bad shake that, big pounds, big rap, blue face, big stacks, been real, you been cap. Big dreams since 6F, now top floors I sit back. Corner store, black tea, still cover of that Big Mac, yeah.
Hey my weirdos and weirdettes. I cannot speak. Hey my weirdos and weirdettes, welcome to my channel. But if you're already part of the crew, what it do? So for today's video, we're gonna be doing, well, she's just gonna be doing a mukbang, but I'm gonna be doing a mukbang with a makeup tutorial. I should probably put this here. No, I shouldn't. It's blocking the way.
But you're gonna eat too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat too, but I just don't feel like doing my makeup anymore. That's all I have.
You gotta be natural.
Boy, if you don't...
I'm just wing it. As you guys know, every Friday I do post a spiritual segment. So this is gonna be a spiritual segment. What we have to eat, let me start with that. We have Chipotle. She got a bowl with a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I have a burrito, unfortunately. I wanted a bowl, but you know, men, it's some chips. Yeah, so we're just gonna eat our meals. I definitely have to go wash my hands though. Yeah, so for today's topic, we're gonna go over two things. How do you know that you're living a spiritual life or you're living a good life? Or I guess the right life for salvation. And tattoos.
Oh, tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you brought my Bible, bro. Okay.
I told you it's a spiritual segment. Heck. How do you know if you're doing something that's right by God or wrong by God? Like, how do you know that you're living correctly or you're doing the right thing?
I don't know. I think it's a conscious thing. Like, to me, like, everyone has a conscience. Like, you feel as though like you shouldn't do something, then I'm not gonna say don't do it because we get tempted, but don't do it. You may find something wrong, but I may think it's okay. So it's like, I guess it goes down to like having a personal relationship with God. Mm-hmm. If you have no relationship with God, then it's like you don't think everything's okay. So I don't know.
Pretty much, but that's what I was gonna ask you. How do you know when something? Because I can have a conscience, and my conscience doesn't tell me something is wrong, and then you think it's wrong. And with situations like this, it goes back to how we were brought up. Because like with some people, there's some people who are raised and they don't have God in their household at all. Like their parents don't believe, or they're not active churchgoers or anything like that. So what may seem wrong to us, like for us, we might be like, oh, the club scene is not the right place to be. You know, you're, basically engaging with Satan or like with demons or whatever the case is. Like that's not the place that you want to be at, because you're praising the wrong person. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like someone who wasn't raised in a church, when they go to the club, they just see it as harmless. Like, I'm just going out to have fun. Like, what's wrong with that? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So their conscience may be telling them that it's right, but it does go back to what you said. Like, you have to have that relationship with God. Like, when you pray about stuff, like, God will undoubtedly give you exactly. Well, me personally, I don't really fight to struggle to know what's right or what's wrong. Well, maybe with some things, but for the most part, like you said, my conscience would be like, yo, this is not it. But it's just fighting the temptation. That's what's really a struggle, fighting that temptation. Sometimes I do for the most part, but sometimes I'm just like, God, you gonna forgive me later or not?
You do what?
My biggest sin was fornication. But now since I'm married, I've kind of gotten over that. But prior it was like fornication, and it was hard. Not because I'm a sex addict or I like sex or anything. I don't care for sex, to be honest. But because of, you know, my spouse and how he was. Like, y'all know men, horn dogs. So it was kind of difficult in that aspect. Because it's like, at first it was like, okay, I'm engaging in this. And then it became a point where I was like, yo, I kind of want to be abstinent because I feel like that's what God wants me to do. But for my partner, who's not so into the church and so into God, he looked at it as, why are you torturing me? Like, why all of a sudden you want to do this? Like
you're my girl.
Yeah, we should be able to be intimate and all that stuff. And that's the part that was hard, because it's like, dang, like, it's not that I don't care about you, but, you know, it's just, I'm fighting a battle between God and a person I love. And I felt like, if you really love me, you'll understand. But for some reason with men, they don't get that. It's hard for them. I'm not gonna say with men, because some men do, but for the most part, most men.
Women are like that too.
Oh yeah, I know.
Believe it or not, boy.
I know a woman who's like that. One of my ex-best friends was actually a nympho. Like, she really had a big problem with having sex.
Oh yeah, you did tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And it was bad. Like, it was so bad to the point that I couldn't bring guy friends over, because she would literally sleep with every guy friend I had. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, within meeting them, like within hours of meeting them, like 2 hours, 1 hour, like it was that bad.
That's crazy, because I had a friend like that in high school. And she used to take me along when she used to, cause
do her dirt.
She used to, I guess, sleep with men for money.
You sure she wasn't just struggling?
No.
Well, you said she did it for money. My friend did it for no reason. It's not like she was getting something.
She wasn't. Well, she did it for fun. It's not like she needed. Well, she did need money, but not like that, because she stayed with her mom and everything. But she felt it was like a cry out.
Doesn't mean you need money.
I don't know what it was, but looking back, it's like, that wasn't right. But me being so like gullible and just naive, yeah, I don't be judging. I'm like, okay, you do what you do. We used to go to the people's house. I used to wait for her, and I'm like, okay, she's gonna probably take an hour. All right, waiting patiently, and then she would be like, okay, girl, let's go. And then she would, like, if she made $40, she'll give me $20, and then we'll go like to Bayside and buy stuff. Like, but she always.
Honestly, you were a good friend though, because like I feel like maybe she brought you along for safety reasons. Because what girl wants to go to a guy's house by themselves?
But it looked like she's used to that. But we just like hooked up in a way, like got connected. Really got really close. So she was like, man, shoot, if I'm getting money, you getting money. But she knew I wasn't about that. I was like, oh, you do your thing. But she was I want to find her. I don't know where she is. No, I went back to her house.
You're just trying to find everybody.
Okay, I have steak in my bowl. I like chewing the steak, but I don't like swallowing it. So I'm just kind of spitting it out.
Men like when you can swallow, by the way. But another thing is,
what does that mean?
I don't know.
What is that? Like, what is that?
Oh, what is that? You don't know what I'm saying?
Like swallow food? Water?
Watermelon.
Watermelon?
Seeds.
Next.
In a time like that though, how are you able to like not feel pressured like to do what she was doing? Like,
nah, bruh.
She said nah, bruh.
Like I said, it goes back to I'm not gonna even say how you was raised.
How you raised does have a big thing.
Yeah, it does, but not all the time. I think the percentage is large, but I don't know. I was just the type of person that see what people do, but wouldn't do what people do, what people did. So I mean, she did her thing, and it's not the first. She wasn't the first one. They do their thing, and you know, and that's it. We be gone. I don't know, but I don't get tempted. The guy, the like my friend's hookup friend. Does that make sense? It made sense.
Your friend's hookup friend.
Yeah, my friend's not boyfriend, but
the dude she would hook up with.
Yeah, his friend would expect me to be like, okay, well, your friend is here for my friend, so I'm guessing she brought you
for me.
Yeah, for me, and I'm like, nah, I'm looking at you like, who?
Nah,
man, she does. I don't do that stuff, and I know it's like You are the company. How you say it?
You are the company you keep. Birds of the
feathers flock together. But people already knew. Yeah, people already knew that I wasn't even about that. If you didn't know, you was gonna know some way somehow.
That's crazy because I had friends like that too, and I wasn't about that life. Like I would be the one that's like, while everybody else kicked up with a guy, I'll be like, no, not me.
And I felt I'm not gonna say I felt proud, but I was like, no, I don't think that's right. Although I was like young-minded, I was like, I don't think that's even right. Like each dude coming in you, and I don't know about that.
Dang, she was using condoms?
No, coming in you, like not the other thing, but like inserting
inside of you.
Yeah,
like getting intimate with so many people.
Yeah,
that's good. Strong mind.
Yeah, pretty much.
A lot of people don't. I'm actually the opposite. When I was younger, I did get tempted into a lot of things, not sexual things though. Because like the girls in my middle school, they were wild, and I used to be like, y'all on your own with that part. Because I used to hang out with the boys, and the boys would always talk about a girl that they, fingered, or a girl they touched, or what they did with this girl in the bathroom. Like they would literally spread the business. So I was never about messing with the boys. But I used to do stuff like wear jewelry, even though my mom didn't like it. I got my hair permed, even though I wasn't supposed to. Like, cause my friends would be like, yeah, girl, you look cute in earrings. Yeah, girl, you look cute with your hair permed. We all got it permed. Like, all that, huh?
And your glasses.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't originally wear glasses, but then I went to, like, the Lost and Found at my school and saw these cute glasses and just took them and started wearing them, and then my eyes kind of adjusted to them. So I used to do stuff like that. I used to hang out with my friends, but it's not like I would follow them. It was already things that I wanted to do, and my mom would be like, no, no, no. And then since my friends were like, were like, yeah, come on, since you want to do this, let's do it. And my dad, I was still with my dad at the time, and he didn't care. I'm like, this is a great opportunity to do everything that I wanted to do.
I mean, there's different ways for you to be negatively influenced.
That's true.
It's not, always sexual or whatever with another person.
That's true. I just don't want to call it negative influence because it's like every decision I made because I wanted to make it. Yeah,
that's how I feel too.
It's stuff that I already wanted to do, but my mom just wasn't allowing it. So that's why I wouldn't call it negatively influenced, only because of that. Because there's other stuff that they would tell me to do, and I'd be like, no. Like, I'd be like, no, that's pushing the line. Like, they'll be like, like they'll buy grill. Oh, you want to? I'd be like, nah, I ain't.
Pork no lie.
But I used to mess up hot sausage though. I used to be like, I'll do hot sausage, but when they did grill, I'm like, yo, that's the pig itself. The sausage is mixed.
Hot sausage with some hot Cheetos?
Girl, I used to crumble them in the bag. Listen.
But see, when you know that the meat is unclean and your religion, I mean, in general, I don't think it's a religion thing. I think
pork
God
is
put something
meat in general.
Yeah, God put something in the Bible. It's for a reason, but there are consequences to you being
the actions that you make.
Yes, because boy, that one time, no, it was several times, but that one time I added hot Cheetos with the hot sausage. I tore it up for breakfast, right? Just know that day was the last time I did that. Was the last time I ate hot Cheetos.
You had the runs.
Oh my! And it was at school.
Dang.
So my belly was hurting all day. I had diarrhea all day at school. My parents couldn't pick me up. It was bad. So I learned my lesson. So
yeah, I don't do that no more. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about. So I watched this TikTok video. I'm gonna put it up on the screen for you guys. Let me screen record.
I hear the religious people saying to me, didn't God say tattoos are evil? Let me talk to them for just a second. Right. Yeah. Give me that camera. Yeah. In the Old Testament, it's why we need teachers who teach us in context. Tattoos, when God said don't do them, was connected to idol worship. Is there anybody in the New Testament with a tattoo? In the book of Revelation, there is a man who John said his eyes are like a blazing fire. His skin was like brass. His hair was like wool. And on his thigh is tattooed a word, King of Kings and Lord of...
Disclaimer. So upon editing this video, I realized that throughout the whole time me talking about what's wrong and what's not of God and what is of God, I failed to mention that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you have tattoos or not. You can always come back to God. You can always repent. God is always willing to accept you. Tattoo is not like a deal breaker or anything like that. Nor am I judging or condemning anyone who has it, because everybody got it at different times for different reasons. So you can always come back to God and speak and repent and, talk to him about it and still pray about it and let him give you that answer. Okay?
First things first, the verse where it talks about the skin of brass and hair of wood, that's not the same verse that actually says that. That's a different verse. It's in Revelation, but it's a different verse. It's not the same verse about the eyes with fire and the tattoo. Second thing is, if you read, that's why I don't like reading like newer version Bibles, because they'll say stuff like that, like, oh, tattooed. But in the KJV Bible, so that y'all don't, let me quote it for y'all word for word, and I'm going to put it on the screen as well. Verse 16. And in that verse, it says, and he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Written, not tattoo, not permanent ink. And for the verse that he's referring to in Leviticus, where they were tattooing on them, but not only to worship, they're using it for idol worship. Like if they had a specific idol, they would get it tattooed on them. They would scar themselves. And then they would also do it like if someone died. So then in Leviticus, I'm going to find that verse for you guys as well, because, I like to go back to where it's written. It talks about that, but what it says is not to print anything on your skin for idol worship or print anything at all. It don't only says idol worship. Yes, it mentions idol worship, but it says don't do it at all, because women used to also print on themselves to protect their babies, because they would think that when they print certain stuff on themselves, it would protect their babies when they were pregnant. It would protect their wombs and prevent anything bad from happening when they go into labor and deliver. So that verse doesn't only say not to mark your skin for idol worship. It also says not to mark your skin in general at all. It's Leviticus 19 verse 28. And it says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for dead, which is, the idol worshiping, the people that would die or whatever, nor print any marks upon you.
Oh, like R.I.P.
Yeah, they would do like rest in peace, put their mama names, put their baby. They and then it says leave the dead. Like just when someone's died, they're dead, they're gone. That's it. Like you can't do nothing to bring them back. Just leave the dead. That's what it says in the verse. And it says any marks upon you. I am the Lord, your God. So he said, no cuttings in your flesh for dead, nor print any marks on you. Nor print, that means, or don't print any marks at you at all. Don't put no marks at all. So when I saw that on TikTok, I'm like, why is this man telling people it's okay to get tattoos? Because Leviticus was only for idol worship, but it clearly says not only for idol worship, don't put it at all. And Revelations, it says that it was written on him. Not that it was marked, not that it was tattooed, not that it was cut, because Leviticus clearly says cut. Any cuttings in your flesh. So he didn't say, oh, and it was cut into his flesh, Kings of Kings, Lord of Lords. No, Revelation said it was printed, it was written on his skin, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And let's say that was the case. Let's say God did have a tattoo. God is also the creator of the world. Can you create? No. God is also the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Are you the King of Kings and Lord of Lords? You may be a prince in his kingdom, but you cannot compare yourself to God. Just because God came down and he has something written and he did something, doesn't mean you can do it too, if he told you not to do it. The same thing as a parent. I may tell my kids, you can't drink no wine, you can't take, what's that thing called? Communion? You can't take communion. But just because they're not allowed to do it doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to do it. If I tell them their bedtime is 8 because they got to get up early for school, and I might not have to get up early, just because I go to sleep at 10 doesn't mean they're allowed to go to sleep at 10. Just because you see your Lord, your Father does one thing doesn't mean that you're also allowed to do it. He also gives people consequences for their actions. That's not your place. He tells you not to condemn others. Let the judgment be done unto God. Let God come back around and give them their consequences, not you. So even if that was the case, it's still not something that you can do just because you, well, quotation mark, it was done in Revelation, is what I'm saying. Guys, I put a comment, I'm like, and God also said there are false prophets out there. So go ahead and preach your false words. Like,
I mean,
it don't make the type of stuff people coming up with nowadays. I just I cannot.
That's why it is very, very, very extremely important to have a relationship with God, because God will direct you. Do not listen to man. This is why you have to be very careful who you seek information from, because we be so quick to listen to man, because man is it's not to say God's not available, but man I mean, we're right here face to face, you know. But it's also important to have a relationship with God too. You have to seek direction. You can't. It is very, because we're living in the flesh, it is very easy to be manipulated, because we want answers. So we're going to go with the first thing that somebody says, if it makes sense to us. Especially if you're not, you know, if you weren't a God seeker before, or you didn't have a tight relationship with God before, anything that anybody says, false prophet or not, you're quick to hop on. Yeah, because you want answers. You want that change in your life. So, excuse me. If you have that relationship with God, point blank period, in the beginning, and then you just leave everything up to God and you ask God specifically, because specific questions get specific answers, so you have to be specific. Then he will direct your path. Like, he will let you know, okay, XYZ. He will inform you as to what you need to do in this earth in order for you to make it. Don't listen. The Bible is there for a reason. It's basic instructions before leaving this earth. So the Bible is there for you to know certain things. We just have to follow it, and we have to ask God for direction, because I mean, the tattoo statement, it says written on his thigh. That is easily, like, people would easily misconstrue that. Yeah. Even me now, I'm confused. I'm like, Lord, but I know there is a verse, and I believe it's in Leviticus, but it's also in I had it marked, but I forgot my Bible. Sorry, man. All that stuff is tough. Okay, it is tough. What's easier for me to do? Let go and let God. Pray about it. Ask God, if it's right. We all have conscience. We follow it, and I feel as though like we'll be okay. Let's not complicate the word, because it's already complicated. We will never understand 100%. Our minds can't fathom. You feel me? We will never ever understand what is going on, ever. No matter how hard you look for it, God is like, bruh, chill, because you're not gonna get it, because you're gonna ask so many questions. Your brain gonna hurt. You understand? So
think about
stay chill, keep it simple, just follow me. You have a conscience, follow it, and I don't know, child. It's complicated.
Why even risk it? Like, is tattoo that important that you're like, oh yeah, the Bible, that you wouldn't rather be safe than sorry? Like, why even risk it? I'm not gonna lie, for a second he got me. When I first watched it, I was like, oh, I'm about to go get and I was like, no, let me go open my Bible and do some research.
And it's for other people, like they said, idol worshipers. It's like to show people. Everything we do is to show people. We like to be complimented. Oh my goodness, that tattoo is so cute. Or, oh my goodness, that thing is so cute. You know, where are you going?
Nowhere. I'm just gonna make it.
Oh, that's pretty. All right, what are those?
Eyeshadow.
Like a liquid eyeshadow? They have that?
It's, girl, so much more easier.
Yes,
girl.
Let me see. Can I have this?
No. Don't get fooled by the things that the world is saying and the stuff that what this world is coming to, because you don't want the smallest thing to cost you your whole salvation.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going to speak. One of my biggest sins now that I'm struggling with is pride. Like, I don't know how to just suck shit up, apologize, or just suck shit up, eat it, and just go about my business. Like, I'm the type of person, I will ignore you. I will not talk to you. You might not even know we got a problem. And if you text me, I'm going to keep ignoring you. And then I have to, like, get my point across. Like, I have a problem with that. And I'm working on it. It's hard, though, especially when I have a husband who don't freaking understand. It's tough.
That's another segment, okay?
But
you need a whole 2 hours for that one. A relationship with God is not simple.
It's not.
But
I thought it was going to be
possible.
easy. Far from easy.
It makes life a lot easier. Although, because life is already complicated. I choose to
You choose to?
I was gonna say I choose to find hope. It makes me feel good in God. Like, I choose to find hope in God. It makes me feel good because this world is already going crazy. So, Lord, if I didn't have God, then I'd probably be crazy too.
And in my psychology college courses that I took, it's actually proven that people who believe in God or who have a faith or some type of religion in general, but it said God, so I'm thinking my God, they're more likely to be happy in life. Like, they're less likely to be stressed. They're less likely to worry. They live longer and they're happier. They're less likely to need a psychiatrist or psychologist because they have someone that they can turn to. They have someone that they feel comfortable with. God. They have someone that they constantly speak to. They believe in something. And sometimes when you believe in something, it puts that hope in your heart. That it gives you that, you know, it just makes you feel like everything's going to be okay even though it's not in the moment. And that's another problem I have. I have a problem with worrying. And I think worrying is
that's everybody.
It's a sin. No, I saw it in the Bible.
Oh,
it said, like, that just shows that you don't, it kind of just shows that you don't have faith in God. Like, your lack of faith. So, I'm drinking my Sunshine Malta. Girl, I love Malta.
You want me having gas? It's like soda, right? I like it cold.
I like my cold. It came from the refrigerator.
But you don't be watching like I have PureFlix, right? And then, you know, some of the movies are corny.
Yes. You don't give me a login, no?
You don't give me $10 a month?
They're free for something you already paying for. I just want the login.
I like PureFlix because it has positive shows on there and movies on there, and it's like, wow, I know heaven's gonna be better than this, but it feels good to watch these movies. And it's like, you know, yes, that person's going through the storm, but eventually they'll see, you know, butterflies and rainbows and the sunlight and better days. So I'm still waiting for my better day. I'm just playing, but no, I'm just playing. I mean, we're all going through it, you know, but there will be a better day for sure.
I've been trying to find shows and movies like that on Netflix and Hulu. It's really hard. Well, Netflix have more spiritual and faith movies than Hulu does, but they're not really that interesting. But it's really hard. But there's this one that I did find, and it was about a family that were trying to get stronger in God. A mom and it was a mom and a dad. They were married, and they went to God first. Then their life started getting great, so they kind of started to neglect God, and then stuff started going south again, and then they came back to God. And I do that a lot too. Like, when my life started going well, I'm like, what's a God? Like, I don't say what's a God, but I forget to pray. I forget to do my devotions. I get caught up in my lifestyle that I forget who brought me there to begin with.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what's important too. Like, God's gonna be like, yo, I thought you had my back. And he'll make you realize that too. Like, oh, you coming to me when you need me. But when I do give you what you want, it's like you neglect me. So he does certain things, like he'll give you what you want and take it away just so you can see that.
Give me that back.
Exactly.
Run it back.
So,
but yeah, guys, we have so much more to say, but we ain't got the memory for it. So we're gonna end this video off with saying, also Joe also has a channel, House of Organic Beauty. She does natural hair, and she has really good products that works with natural hair, and it helps with hair growth.
Hair growth.
Hair growth, okay? Y'all want to be like her, Rapunzel?
Yeah, me too.
I can't stand her. Or if you're in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, or Fort Myers, Lehigh area, then, you know, she does hair over there too, and she's helped a lot of clients with hair growth and balding and like natural hairstyling and all that. So check out her channel, check out her Instagram as well. It's also House of Organic Beauty underscores in between each word.
Yes.
And it'll be on the screen and down below anyways. But yeah, but don't forget to like, I think I already said like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified. And don't forget to tell a friend so they could tell a friend, so they could tell a friend, so they could tell a friend. Tell a friend. Go tell a friend. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Go tell a friend. So tell another friend so that friend could come back and watch.
And as always, be blessed.
I need to start putting that in my video.
Oh.
But until next time, peeps, deuces!